Hello, dear students. Today we will be learning communication skills. First, let us understand the meaning of communication. Communication is sending and receiving information between two or more people. In other words, communication means imparting, conveying, or exchange of ideas, knowledge, etc. by speech, writing, or signs. The person sending the message is referred to as sender, while the person receiving the information is called the receiver. Common forms of communication include speaking, writing, gestures, touch, and broadcasting. The important point is understanding communication. Communication is a two-way process. One should develop effective communication skills, and it is a continuous process. Communication is a two-way process, which means listening to others, that is receiving, and expressing, that is sending. Now, the important topic is communication cycle, which are as follows. Number 1, sender, that is communicator. The sender is a person who initiates the process of communication. The sender may be a superior, a subordinate, a fellow member, a customer, or any other outside person. Number 2, encoding. This refers to preparing the subject matter of communication in a suitable language. The purpose of encoding is to translate the thought of the sender into a language or code that can be easily understandable to the receiver of the message. Number 3, message. This refers to the encoded subject matter of the communication which is to be transmitted. The message may be regarded as a subject matter of communication. Medium or channel. This is a path in which the message is transmitted from one person to another. It serves as a link between the sender and the receiver. Number 5, decoding. This refers to the conversation or conversion of message by receiver into meaningful terms so as to make communication understandable. The effectiveness of communication depends on how much the receiver's decoding matches with the sender's message. Number 6, receiver, that is communicatee. The receiver is a person who receives the message of the sender. For communication to be effective, it must be receiver oriented. Number 7, feedback. This refers to actual response of the receiver to the message communicated to him. It is reversal of communication process in which the receiver expresses his reaction to the sender of the message. Now let us understand the effective communication skills, which are as follows. There should be proper eye contact. Body language should be understandable. The receiver should try to understand the sender of the message. While communicating, there should be smile on the face, summarizing what has been said. The receiver of the message should try to give a feedback to the sender. There are various barriers to effective communication. Barriers here means obstacles or disturbances in communication like language problem, noise, distractions, lack of interest, disability to understand, discomfort with the topic, distance, too many questions and timely response or reply from the receiver. Now let us see the measures to overcome the barriers to communication. Effective communication is important for managing the people in the organization. In order to make the communication process more effective and responsive, the barriers are to be handled effectively. The following are the measures to overcome the barriers to communication. They are regulating the flow of communication, handling language differences, control over emotions, feedback, importance of listening carefully, clarity and completeness of message, mutual trust and faith, use of informal channel of communication. Another important point to understand is 7 C's of communication, which is also referred to as principles of communication. That is completeness, which means the communication must be complete. Next is conciseness, means shorten of communication. Next is consideration. It implies the audience viewpoints, background, mindset, emotions, etc. should be considered while communicating with them. Clarity. It implies emphasizing on a specific message. Clarity ensures that communication is simple and intelligible. Next is concreteness. Concrete communication implies being particular than general. Next is courtesy. Courtesy in message implies that the message should be shown or message should show the sender's expression as well as respect for the receiver. The last one is correctness. Correctness in communication implies that there are no grammatical errors in the communication. I hope you all have understood the topic today, that was communication. Thank you for listening to this audio and video carefully.